brothers. Not too much. Not too much is known about her early life. She lived with and cared for her mother all these years until her mother's death in 1953. Incidentally, Aunt Alma's mother lived to the grand old age of 90 years. During Aunt Alma's life, she helped care for and bring up a one-year-old child whose mother had passed away. An illness of some type has always plagued Aunt Alma during her many years at one time or another, as she is a survivor of 8 major medical operations. Aunt Alma was employed by the Andrew Jurgens Company for 23 years until her retirement in 1967. She has lived alone for the past 35 years, and since her mother's passing, and now for something just a little bit on the so on down the line. A more caring and thoughtful person like her is difficult to find in our lives today. She never fought in any wars, never made any great discoveries, or created inventions of any kind, but someday, when she leaves this earth for her eternal reward, she will always be remembered and missed by all of us here today. So, Aunt Alma, we honor you today, and hope that you enjoy this get-together.
I'm glad it is. I'm glad Aunt Alma heard this while she can hear. Yes, that she didn't have to hear that. Gone.
Don't lose your hearing until you're about 95 or 100.
That's why you see her walk up and accept an Oscar or something.
Now, I won't read this letter, but I'll leave it around if any of you'd like to read it. This is from Tess.
Read it.
Oh, it's 4 pages long. You want me to read it?
Yeah.
Want an umbrella? Get out of the sun. Greetings to all. It's a great idea to have a Wilzbach family reunion. You will be much in our thoughts today. Unfortunately, for a number of reasons, we cannot be there to share the afternoon's events with you. I have to decipher the handwriting. Perhaps you might consider an autumn get-together next time in a cooler month of the year. How fondly I remember Saturdays at Grandma's house. The delicate fragrance of the lily of the valley bed along the fence in the springtime, and the bouquets Aunt Alma picked for us to take home. The summer, fun and games around the yard, the rose and vegetable garden that we carefully avoided playing in. Hiding in the outhouse, racing down back to climb up on the bench at the fence to wave to the train engineers as the smoke-belching locomotives chugged by, counting the cars, and seeing who could first spy the red caboose. There was a homemade fresh peach ice cream, the pineapple upside-down cakes, and the loaves of homemade bread that disappeared oh so quickly at supper time. The aroma of roast beef and gravy and creamed spinach, the stalks of celery and water in the cut glass container in the center of the table. Our eating in 2 or 3 settings because there were so many of us. The aunts doing dishes and resetting the table for the next group to be fed. The pine kitchen cabinets, the black cookie heating stove, and Grandma dressed in her high-neck, long-sleeve calico, in her rocking chair next to the stove, serenely looking over her brood. She talked with us and laughed at jokes, but I don't remember ever hearing her raise her voice in anger. How could she bring up all those children and be so calm? The first floor bathroom down the hall from the kitchen was always cold, meticulously clean in spite of all of us, and scented with Jurgen soap. The dark wood banisters on the stairs gleamed with polish, and the upstairs parlor, where we played in the winters, supervised, of course, held Ray's record collection, as well as ceramics and porcelain treasures. Needless to say, the aforementioned were off limits to something brush against or touch. Frequently we'd be back and forth between Grandma's yard and Uncle Adam's and Aunt Eleanor's yard. There was always something to do. All you needed were a few cousins and a little imagination. Easters and Christmases were especially memorable occasions. The Easter rabbit would leave baskets for every child, and there were special bunny-shaped cakes with coconut frosting and, of course, dozens of colored eggs. In December, Uncle Frank always had access to the biggest and most perfectly shaped Christmas tree at wholesale produce ever could imagine. It was almost like being Dorothy in Oz or Alice in Wonderland to go upstairs, breathing in the aroma of pine in the hallway, and then opening the door to the parlor to see the tree decorated and lighted in all its holiday splendor. What a sight it was. The lights and ornaments from Germany would be antique treasures today. I remember the exquisite hand-smocked dresses that dear Aunt Elma would sew for all her nieces. When did she ever find the time? And there were late Sunday morning or early afternoon card games that the uncles thoroughly enjoyed. Periods of relative quiet would be shattered by hoots and hollers when one of them shot the moon. Often these games were played at Uncle Albert's and Aunt Marie's house prior to our assembling at Grandma's. Actually, some Sundays there would be a morning game at one uncle's house, followed by an afternoon game at Uncle Albert's. They all did seem to get along real well. Some I knew better than others. Uncle Ed was a special favorite. He was fun, had a great sense of humor, and always had jokes and stories to tell to us kids. We had a kind of family interlocking that a lot of children don't have the opportunity to experience today. How sad for them. I wouldn't have missed it for the world. Happy days to all from Esther Morgan, Tony's daughter. I thought that was a real nice letter. Great. Now, I think what we'd like to do is take a little vote and see if you would be interested in having another reunion, and maybe in 2 years or 5 years. But I thought maybe 5 years might be too long. Would you like to have one in a couple of years? 1990. And get together? And if you would there be someone here volunteer to kind of chair the get-together? And like Karen and I did this one, I think somebody else ought to take one on. And maybe we could, if we had enough time, we could, get it at a park or something like that and plan some games. If we could get somebody to head it up, then he or she could write us or ask us to volunteer, and we could maybe each take, some of us could take games for the kids, etc., etc. So I'll leave it open to discussion. Would you like to have another reunion?
Yeah.
Okay. Do I have any volunteers? It's really not that difficult, right, Karen?
I nominate Bernie.
So things were a little bit strange, but we've got a sign-up sheet here. We'd like to get your names and your addresses, your phone numbers. What we'll try to do is contact everybody. As soon as I get this as filled out as I can, I'll redo this and maybe do it on a computer and get kind of a family tree chart going. So we can update it occasionally. As children are born, we can add to the chart and keep an updated record of the family tree. And anything else you want to add?
Wait, everybody made it, so we need to go home.
Hey, Bernie,
Yeah.
if somebody gets going, I volunteer to help them. I don't necessarily want to take all the children by myself.
All right. That's the whole idea. If we had somebody,
Get 2 or 3
we'd like to get more people involved in helping.
What would be nice to get, like some offspring of different families, maybe, because that way you would know where some of your offspring are, and I would know.
The more representatives that we could get from each family, the bigger we can get.
When you do that, you mentioned running that on a computer. You can actually put all the names and all the addresses and phone numbers on a computer. So the next person can use all of that just to get a hold of the people we already know.
Right.
So that's, if he puts all this on a computer and prints all that, you got all the addresses and all the phone numbers. Right there of everybody that's here.
Right. Yeah, and so make sure you fill out the notebook before you leave today. That way we'll have quite a bit of information to start with. That's all I got.
So do I.
We're back to having fun.
Thank you.
I think we need to squirt you off before you go
I'm
back.
supposed to have her, I'm supposed to tell you that each head of the family, please stand and introduce your part of the family. And that way everybody, if they haven't met everybody, you will.
Wayne Scott from Knoxville and his wife Laura, their children Anne Marie and Matthew, and my daughter Mary Kay, her children Christopher and Kyle is in the house sleeping.
Mother and father, yeah.
My mother and father, oh, this is where we got confused because my parents have been divorced for years, but my father's remarried. My father is Tom Wilzbach. My mother is Joanne Wilzbach. My father is remarried to Carol Wilzbach. I have 5 other brothers and sisters. Beth lives in California, and Steve lives in Kentucky, but he just kind of comes around whenever. Then I'm the next, I'm single. Then I have a younger brother, Jerry, no telling where he's at today, but he's married with 3 kids, Lindsay, Christopher, and Jeremy. And then Julie is the next, and her kids. And then Laura is the baby of the family, but she lives in St. Louis and had a wedding this weekend, so she couldn't be here.
This is going to take some time to get
Yes,
this thing.
that's why I said that we need another whole page just for that side.
We've got some set aside for that.
Do you remember I told you Tom's wife's name is Carol, but he said maybe we better wait for a while.
I'm Kathy Bullock. I'm Ed's daughter. This is my husband Steve, my son Dan, and my 2 stepsons Keith and Jason.
One was football.
Your turn, Ed.
I'm Ed Jr., I guess. And the only one that came with, well, no, two of my daughters came with me. I'm married to Sharon. She's Sharon Pining before we got married, and I got my daughter Linda with me, and Sherry Lynn. She had to go to work, so she left her. I got 2 daughters, and that's about it, I guess.
That's enough.
Okay, I'm Ray. This is my wife Lucille sitting here. That's my daughter Raylyn. And one of her children, Gabriel and Anna. And that's Noah behind the camera over there.
You're training them to take over.
Right.
Okay, is it Joe?
Yeah, I'm Joe Knuckleman, and my mother was Dorothy Wilzbach, and she is one of the daughters of Albert Wilzbach. And my son, I'm married, and my son Matthew is 1.5 years, and he's in the house sleeping right now. I hope he's sleeping. I might open the door and help him.
Any of you?
I'm Rose Wilzbach, daughter of Albert Wilzbach. That's my sister Gertrude. This is my son-in-law
That's not
Elmer.
one of our cars out
And
there.
Lisa's someplace.
She's in Washington. Lisa's watching.
I should know that.
I like that.
I'll let Albert.
I'm the Wilzbach. I'm Anthony and Irma's daughter. My sister was the one who wrote the letter that couldn't be here. This is my daughter-in-law, Nancy. Her son, Tom, is a pharmacist at Christ. He couldn't be with us today. This is my husband, Tom. We have a daughter, Laura, who lives in Maryland, and she works for the post office, and she couldn't get off to come back with us. Your phone is ringing, by the way. Ray, can you do that?
Long distance.
See, Kenny.
Yeah, come on, Ken.
Come on, kids, too.
I'm Marion Wilzbach, my husband was Frank, and I have the 2 children, Kenneth, and he has his boys together. One's out of town, one's in Florida, and the other did show up. And this is my daughter Mary Benser, and her son is in the pool, Travis, and her husband Gary.
Your daughter-in-law.
And my daughter-in-law, Linda.
Did we miss anyone? We get everybody.
There's a telephone.
Got everybody.
And of course, she doesn't know what's going on, so. I'm on there because we can't get her feelings if they come to
Are you taking pictures of it yet?
If I start running, Ray, it's the bees, not the cake. Well, I think that Ethan's eyes is there you go. Is that a big enough piece? How about you?
Right now. Not right now, but I'll be back.
All right.
About a family history and who was married to who, birthdays and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, Lucy, yeah,
Then there were the uncles, which were Dean Calder. And Uncle Dean was a banker.
Just how Barrett.
Well, you know, different, you know. I like to blend in every seed that is in there. So, I know what time it is.
They'll only eat a little bit, right?
They'll just eat what's sweet, so I don't have to worry about it.
$300.
Oh, I doubt that.
Well, it looks like we're gonna have hamburgers on our cream feast.
If you ever want to sell
Wait,
it,
I
I'll give
bet
you a
you-
phone number. Just drive by or something.
I remember going with Fred. Hi, man.
You ready for some cake yet?
They're bad. I was sitting down, I guess, in the house and trying to snug under the car. I guess my knee was cracking it.
Well, I'm surprised. In fact, I expected to get it out because when I came from the family, I was 57.
Whatever it originally was, I was like Levinsky or Noskalinsky or whatever, you know, some Jewish. And some Russian. And the guy couldn't speak really very well. And they immigration they brought him over from Russia because he was fleeing from communists. Well, that was in the 20s. That was right after the revolution, I guess. And getting out of everything. And they brought him over. And
Only over our house farm. I know. You're going to day over in
Bought my beer out here. I never you took my beer. I told you not Protect your beer. He's protecting my beer and I found a nose man.
I'm glad you found me out of bed. I don't know if I could protect it much longer.
What was that kid doing?
I don't know.
Wife programming today as well?
Is he doing what?
Programming?
One time.
Sunday.
Get our great thing, great taste out.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I have that before.
Swimming over. Oh, yeah. Yeah. This time of year. Yeah. Bye, Patricia. Nice to see you again. I know what it was. Okay. All right.
Way over me now.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Way over. She used to go down and sit in the hot sun and listen to the ball.
Yeah, just to know what it's because it's baseball card day. We gotta make sure that we get down there. We're gonna be down there. The gates are at 2:45, right? We gotta be there at 5:45 to be all baseball card.
I was right in front of you, throwing them. I was right here, and I was standing over there. I know a lot. Okay, you guys see the
I really just, I know it's ended that long.
Oh, I